Hi everyone, welcome back. Daniel here again. Today we are going to be making the perfect cake for Christmas. This is a very smooth and very easy cake for you to make during this festive season. But before we dive right into it, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. You can also like the video, leave a comment, you can share the video if you do enjoy it. Now let's dive right into the video. These are the ingredients we'll be using for our Christmas fruit cake. The full ingredient list and their quantities are going to be in the description box, so please check that out. First things first, we are going to be mixing all our dry ingredients together, and we are going to mix that and set aside. You guys, this just makes everything easy because you don't want a situation whereby you add it to your wet ingredients or you add it when you're not supposed to, and then maybe one ingredient is lacking in some and you probably don't mix properly. So by doing this, you're avoiding all of that. Just mix all the dry ingredients and then mix them and set aside. Now I'm going to be adding a little bit of flour to my fruits, and this is because I don't want the fruits to sink to the bottom of the cake. You have to do this, you guys, or else you're going to, just like I said, your fruit is going to sink to the bottom of the cake, and you do not want that. So adding a little bit of flour to the fruit just helps with that. Do that again and set aside. Now we are going to be mixing our butter and our sugars together. I'm using brown sugar and white sugar because I love the color and I love that it just brings a little bit of moistness to the cake. You can use either white or either brown, whatever you have at your disposal. It's fine, it's still the same quantity. I'm just going to mix that thoroughly. We'll be mixing this for about 5 to 7 minutes before adding any other thing to it. So after mixing for about 7 minutes, you're going to be adding your eggs. Now we're adding 2 first, and then we're going to mix for about another minute before adding the other one. The reason we are doing this is because you don't want your cake to sink. If you mix all eggs together, or if you add all the eggs together at the same time, your cake could possibly sink, and we do not want that. So we're just going to do them in batches. Mix that again until everything is properly incorporated, not more than 2 minutes. You can also scrape the bowl while you're doing this to make sure that all your ingredients are properly mixing together. After mixing thoroughly, we are now going to be adding our dry ingredients. You guys, you have to sift your dry ingredients in. You don't want to just mix it, you don't want to just turn it. This is because a lot of nonsense can be found inside your flour and other dry ingredients. So to avoid that, you want to sift it. Also, I have divided the dry ingredients into 2 batches because when you add it all at the same time, you could possibly over mix because you're not done with the cake. And once you've added your flour, you have to be very gentle. Originally, I was mixing on high speed. Now I'm mixing on very low speed rather. I'm using the very least speed, as you can see on my mixer. This is because I don't want it to be over mixed and then gluten develops. After mixing, I'm now going to add the other bit of the flour. As you guys can see, these are some of the impurities that could possibly be in your dry ingredients, which is why you have to sift it before adding it. Anyways, now we're just going to be adding our fruits. I'm also adding this now because I don't want to over mix the batter, and then I will be mixing with my hand, or with my spatula rather. This is so you don't over mix this batter. Once you over mix it, everything could just possibly ruin, and your cake would not come out right as you want it to. So I'm just mixing this gently, and I'm making sure everything is incorporated, and I will just do that and then set aside. Before baking, you want to make sure that your pan is properly greased and floured, or you can also use a parchment paper. I decided to use this because I know this is what every other person can do. So after making sure that has happened, I am just going to transfer my cake batter into the pan. This is not anything fancy, just transfer it. You have to make sure you scrape everything because we're not trying to have any waste, because this recipe is the banger and it's very good. Anyways, I'm just going to make sure that all the batter has left the mixing bowl, and then I will be smoothing this out. So you guys, just smoothing it out just exactly how I am doing it here. This is to make sure that everything is even and you don't have some parts being higher or coming out higher than the other ones and all of that. So, and after doing this, I'm also just going to heat the pan on the table for a little bit. This is to remove any possible air bubbles that have been formed inside. Now this is very optional. I am adding a little bit of fruits and some nuts to the cake. This is because I just want it. If you don't have it, or if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. However, if you do want to, you can just do it, and then you can also add whatever it is, whatever nuts or fruits that you want on top of the cake. You can just be free. It's food. Anyway, so I'm using some almond nuts here. You can use walnuts. I don't like walnuts, but you can use walnuts. You can also use anything, literally. After that, I am just going to transfer into my oven. Meanwhile, I've been preheating my oven at 350 degrees, and we are going to be baking this for 1 hour 20 minutes at 350 degrees, or until a toothpick comes out clean. You guys, look at this beauty. Isn't it beautiful? We don't do nonsense here. Like, you guys, look at this prettiness. Anyways, I'm just going to make sure that the sides are smooth, and then I will be transferring it onto my chopping board. I just want you guys to see how clean this is. That is why I had to include this. Can you see how clean it is? This is it. We don't do nonsense here, you guys. Anyway, so this is our fruit cake. If you guys like the video, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to leave a comment. Let me know if you're going to be trying this out. Also, like I said, detailed description and everything, they are going to be in the description box, so please check that out. See you in my next video. Bye.